Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for guitarlessons365.com. Today we'll learn how to play The Man Who Sold the World, Nirvana's cover of this David Bowie classic from their Unplugged album. So now we are tuned down a half step. So if you don't know what those notes are, check out the description of the video. I'll lay them out for you, but it's basically just tune every string down a half step. Everything still works the same, just sounds a bit lower, you know, easier to sing over and stuff. So let's start here with this main riff. It's a pretty simple song. We're going to go through everything, the solo and everything. And this main riff that's played by Kurt Cobain, he actually is not really unplugged. He's got his a pickup on his acoustic, and he's going through a little distortion, a little sustain thing. So it kind of creates that sound. But we're going to do it all acoustic here. So that's just the second fret there on the G string, played 3 times, then the open G, then play that second fret again, hammer on the 3rd fret, pull back off to 2. Then pick the open G. So we have this. Let's repeat that. So he continues to play that melody, but after 4 times of playing it by himself, Pat Smear, who is playing the other guitar part, comes in with just an F major bar chord. So we have some bars in this song, so I apologize if you're not good at them. Full bar there at the 1st fret. And we have the 2nd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the D and the A. From there we go to a D minor chord. This is 1st fret on the high E, 3rd on the B, 2nd fret on the G, open D. Alright, so that's where it pauses, and then we get to the verse, which I played through. Now the verse, Kurt Cobain liked to play his A's like this. So that's basically the 2nd fret there, with your 2nd finger there on the B string, and then barring the 2nd fret on the G and the D there, with the open A and the high E string. Now you can play it that way, you can play it just a normal way. It doesn't really matter. Everybody plays an A major differently for some reason. So play the A major. I'm going down, up, up, down. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. But just keep a nice steady 8th note rhythm, and just as you vary it like they do, it's just going to sound fine. Then it goes to the D minor. Back to the A. Now here, if you listen close, Kurt Cobain, he's basically doing an F power chord here. But because of his finger kind of going across to the G string, it's holding the bar across on that 3rd fret there of the G string as well. So it creates an F suspended 4th chord. Now Pat Smear is not doing that. He's doing the regular F, so you can choose which one you want to do. But when Kurt Cobain is playing his part, when he goes from that A to that, he does that like this, just bars his 3rd finger there, and obviously grab the 1st fret on the low E with your index finger. You can hear that note in there, F sus4. From there, he keeps the shape the same, just move up 2 frets and move the bar over one, down 1 string each. So we have now, you're barring the 5th fret of the D, G, and the B, and you're barring the 2 low strings here at the 3rd fret with the index finger. So from that F sus4, it's not a very difficult transition. Now, so I said Kurt Cobain plays it like this. Pat Smear is doing the regular F major. So if you have a separate guitar player, you can both play that. When Kurt Cobain comes up here, plays this, Pat Smear plays the regular C major, but with the G and the bass still. So he plays like a C major triad, and then you add the G and the bass. Alright, so just to kind of for completeness sake, I'm going to show you what both guitars are doing. So far we have this for the verse. going to end it with back to the A, and then to the D minor, just kind of a half beat quicker. And then we get to the chorus. Now the chorus has a bass line that's going on during it, and that bass line is being doubled by Pat Smear. So he's doing the same thing there, and then Kurt Cobain's just playing the chords. So let me play the chords, and then I'll wrap around back again and just play you the bass line version of it. So the chords, well, it starts out for like this. You're just gonna have just kind of a strumming of a chord, and then we get to the actual chorus, which sounds like this. So now, so that's Kurt Cobain's part, and when we wrap back around, we have the bass line. All right, so Kurt Cobain's part. Start, you're kind of chugging on the C. You can have low G in there if you want, or just play the C chord just like we did before. And then from there we go C, down to the F. Now once again, try to aim really for the bottom 3 strings, but if you get that sus4 note in there, it's not too bad, because he does sometimes. And then he goes back up, and not to the C though this time, to the C sharp. You can add the 4th fret of the low E in there as well, and back to the F. So he's got this. And back. And the second time through, instead of going back to that F, he obviously jumps into the main melody there. So Pat Smear, while this is going on, along with Chris Novoselic, we have the bass line. So over the initial, when he's just strumming the C, he's doing that across this C major. So whenever he's playing the C chord, you're doing the C bass line, which is just going up to the C major scale, and you're going to do a palm mute. So we have 3, 5 on the A string, and then 2, 3, 5 on the D, and then 2, 4, 5 on the G. So straight through a C major scale. So when he's initially just strumming that for a couple of measures, and you have this. And then we get to the actual chorus, which is that C chord starting it. So over that C chord, and then over the F chord, we have an F major scale run. So that's the 1, 3 on the low E string. Remember, I'm doing all downstrokes, and I'm laying the palm right near the bridge, so it kind of mutes the strings a touch. And then 0, 3, 1, 3 on the A, and then 0, 2, 3 on the D string. So we have this: C, F, then jump up and grab that C sharp major chord, like in Kurt Cobain's part. And when it jumps back to F, go back into the bass line. And then start over. C, F, back to the C sharp. And then here we jump into the, Kurt Cobain goes back to the main melody, and Pat Smear just plays A major to D minor. And then back with some rhythm that we just kind of did as in the intro. F, just standard F major. And then back to the D minor. So then it goes back through the same verse and same chorus again with all the bass lines. The only thing we have yet to talk about is the guitar solo. Now, I'm going to play the guitar solo for you real quick. I'm going to play it how Kurt Cobain meant to do it. And then, yeah, obviously you've heard the recording, you know there's a slight mistake that he makes at the very beginning. So I'll play it without that mistake, but then I'll show you the mistake that he made so you guys will know whether you want to play it or not. So now this has a lot of sustain to it. He's got some little bit of sustain and distortion on it. And he's also playing along with a cello player that's doing the same line with him. So it makes everything sound really sustaining, and so it's cool. So it sounds like this. All right, so at the beginning of it, he slides into the ninth fret there on the G string. So he slides from really the second fret all the way up to 9, but he missed the note. He went up to the 8, then up to 10, and then found it in between those two notes at the ninth fret. So that's the mistake he made. If you like the sound of it, just play it 8, 10, back down to 9. Or you can just go for the note that he meant to hit, the ninth fret. Back to the melody. In the middle of that, slide back up. Now this time go to the 10th fret, and this is where he kind of sustains a little bit. 10, so you listen to dun dun dun, just all downstrokes, but you play it in the rhythm to kind of keep the note sustaining. And then slide down to 9 and 7. Then back to 9. Back to the main melody. Back to that same thing of 10, 9, 7, 9. And just end there on the second fret on the G. Alright, so it's a really cool melody. As soon as he gets going with it, it sounds really nice. So hopefully you have a second guitar player that can play those chords underneath you when you're playing that. So you can just kind of, so it's kind of that F, D minor, back to the D minor, and then back. So when you, so you might, so it's basically just a basic progression using chords you've already used underneath that guitar solo. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for guitarlessons365.com.